Welcome NC Youth Academy directors and coaches. Here we are with our 2017 lesson plans for our 10U age group. We are in week 5 of our lesson plans for the season. We're focusing on the grassroots coaching lesson plan design. We're going to have a free play street soccer when they initiate the session. Then we're going to slowly move into some reinforced focused training or practice. We're going to keep that up and maybe tweak it a little bit more in the third portion of the session. And then we're going to finally culminate in free play again, where we're going to have self-assessment, as well as we're going to have coach observation and analysis to review the lesson and the session. So as I said before, we're in week 5. It's the second installment of our ball striking with a teammate, or passing and combining. So this week, September 18th, initiates this lesson plan theme. Hopefully I'll get to see many of you at the DOC meeting on September 19th. If you haven't reached out to John, Bill, or myself, please let us know so we can make sure we have a good head count for the meeting. Also, our pacing culminates in our NC Youth Soccer statewide showcase for the Youth Academy. So make sure you get those ITPs and those registration forms in so I can get back and verify some of the requests that everyone has. So we're moving on from week 4, and we're going to continue with the ball striking theme. So passing and combining, we're moving into passing from wide areas. So some of those 5 W's, the W we're now going to focus on is the central areas as well as the wide areas to then change our behaviors. So we want to focus on short range, middle, and long range passing. And we also want to evaluate the correct technical application so that we can have the proper tactical decision. So our technique's going to enable our tactics, if you will. So when they arrive to practice, make sure you have as many fields as your space will allow set up. We're going to jump into 3v3, 4v4. We're going to target our 5 W's, the who, what, where, when, and why, to the passing from wide areas. So in our 3v3, 4v4, the key moments, the when and the where, hopefully will be obvious. We're thinking about wide areas, but then also what do central areas yield for us in terms of decision making to enable the wide areas. And then as players come, they join their own game, make sure the equipment's out. And then guided discovery, flow commentary, and or individual reference during the games. And then maybe you can provide some demonstration or some rehearsal moments during our recovery 1-minute period. When we move into our reinforced practice here, the second part of our session, we're looking at passing from wide area scenarios. So all you're going to do is one of these variation or combinations that I have here involving wide area players. So both groups are working in the same space, but you have to have one group going to the left, one group going to the right. Real easy way to know that is you just start balls on opposite sides, and then they're going to finish in the corresponding opposite goals. You can have races through the combinations. You can change the ways in which they score. Someone scores in the air versus scoring on the ground. But they're going to be completing whatever variation or combination you provide as the coach. So in this case, maybe one of the examples might be the 7, the 9, the 11 carries up and finishes on the goal. You could have a similar pattern on the other side, so that way the balls are not colliding with one another, and actually you're reloading and recycling balls organically because you're going opposite from one another. But this is a really, really good way to get technical repetition in the environment and the location and the behaviors of the players that we want. You follow the rest of recovery periods, the activity level will be high, but then you can also progress to new variations and combinations. So when we take what we just did in the second portion of the practice and we look at the next portion, all we're going to do is go 4v4 wide area scenario passing, but it's just going to be thematic. We're going to reinforce behaviors and we're going to incentivize them, but we're not going to restrict them. So assists or behaviors from our wide area players, 7 and 11, are going to be worth more than goals that are not assisted and or goals coming from 8 and 9. Why? Because we want decisions and want behaviors from our 7 and 11. That's not to say that we don't want them to score. They certainly can, but in this case we're looking at passing from wide areas. So the decisions of our 9 and our 8 will enable our 7 and 11 to make better decisions out wide. Again, reinforce the behaviors through scoring, incentivize it, don't restrict it. And then ultimately the test is going to be the 7v7 match we have here. Provide a formation, full field or as many numbers will allow, reinforce the coaching points above. Hopefully that helps. Looking forward to doing this with some clubs and communities later on this week. Thanks. Bye.